couple was reborn to the day they confessed their love in their last life. This time, they tacitly agreed not to mention the past. They decided to embark on a completely different life from their previous one. The man chose to study abroad with his first love, whom he couldn't forget in his previous life. 7 years later, the man used his past life's memories to become a top global trader. He attended a class reunion with his first love. Unexpectedly, he ran into his ex-wife, who had been missing for 7 years. Seeing the woman dressed in sportswear, he inwardly sneered, thinking that she had indeed lived a worse life without him. At that moment, the woman ignored the strange looks from others, and casually picked up a cake from the table, eating it in big bites. The man squeezed next to her and mocked. She was already an ugly woman in the past life. In this life, she still doesn't know how to dress up. No wonder no one has wanted to marry her even after 7 years. Looking at the ex-husband she had once deeply loved, the woman's heart was filled with sorrow. In her past life, she had given up the opportunity to further her medical studies, stayed by his side, and supported his business endeavors. To help him gather startup funds, she worked 3 jobs a day, even delivering food to earn extra money. Yet, her unconditional care only made him more and more insatiable. Not only did he start to despise her for aging and looking unattractive, but he also constantly argued with her and even resorted to physical violence. Because, in his heart, he had always loved his first love the most. He often lamented that if he could relive his life, he would surely marry his first love. On the night of their divorce, they were in a car accident. Both of them were then reborn, returning to 7 years ago. This time, the woman pursued her dream of studying medicine. Now, she had become a world-renowned doctor. Moreover, she had a happy and fulfilling family. Her husband was a billionaire CEO whom everyone vied to befriend. Because she had just finished a long surgery and hadn't had time to change, she attended the reunion in simple attire, which led the snobbish classmates to mock her as poor. To humiliate her further, the man handed her a check for $100,000, advising her to dress better instead of looking sloppy all the time. The woman calmly stated that she didn't need the money at all. She also reminded him that today was their death anniversary. From now on, he could no longer use his past life's memories to predict the future and make money. The man, filled with anger, when he suddenly received a phone call, informing him that the CEO was at the top floor of the hotel. Eager to seize the opportunity to climb the social ladder, he hurried off to try his luck. Seeing this, the classmates quickly flocked to the first love, whispering that the woman had deliberately approached the man earlier. Worried that the woman might take her husband away, the first love handed the woman $20,000, demanding that she never appear again. Unexpectedly, the woman publicly humiliated the man, declaring that even looking at him disgusted her. Furthermore, she was already married with children, and her husband was far superior to that man. When the crowd heard that her husband was the CEO, they burst into mocking laughter, ridiculing her for pretending to be the CEO's wife, believing that no real CEO's wife would dress so plainly. However, in the next moment, a waiter delivered a cake ordered by the CEO to the woman. Everyone immediately speculated that the woman might truly be the CEO's wife. Just as the woman was about to sign for the cake, the first love suddenly snatched the receipt. She questioned whether the CEO had really sent the cake to the woman. The classmates guessing that the man must have already met the CEO, and the cake was actually for the first love. The first love gleefully prepared to sign for it, but the woman forcefully stopped her. She warned that if the CEO discovered that someone else had signed instead of his wife, he would be furious. But the first love paid no heed, immediately signing her own name. She even deliberately humiliated the woman, mocking her for never having tasted black truffle cake before, then pretended to trip and smashed the cake onto the woman's face. Furious, the woman raised her hand and slapped the first love. This scene was witnessed by the man, who had just returned. He demanded that the woman apologize to the first love. The woman refused to back down. When the classmates murmured that the woman had publicly humiliated the man earlier, the enraged man slapped the woman, and ordered the classmates to beat her together. Suddenly, the CEO's son rushed onto the scene.